been an interesting week. It's been one filled with loss, filled with disgust, and filled with a bunch of fun shit because we're leaving this bitch. Well, I'm leaving this bitch.
I might be leaving. We'll figure it out.
What?
Huh?
Huh?
We'll figure it out.
Whoa.
You can use what was the state? I had a list of states that I'm thinking of.
Eric's talking with, he can't explain that.
Well, I'm not going to live in Oklahoma. It's not a very friendly state.
You would be surprised. You should visit first. You really should visit
Due to their
first.
legislation, there are no protections for anything that can or would happen.
I'd shoot somebody for you.
Would you shoot a hospital for refusing medical treatment? Damn.
I'd John Q that shit for you.
John Q that shit. Well, I don't need you getting 25 to life.
It's Oklahoma. I got white privilege.
They just gently talk you down and put you in for a nap.
Listen, there's going to be a 3-day hold, sir. And then you're free to go. Just lay down the firearm, please. It's your willful right. I understand. Bam. Yeah, well, me and Eric, the fun thing we were talking about this week, there is no fucking reason, none, that we should be friends.
That was something we were looking to talk about because I don't know, right and left is too simplified. We're both far more complex than boiling it down to either party because I'm more liberal, but I'm more libertarian if you go to actual values, and you're further right, but I don't even know what I'd call you. Like capitalist.
I'm more of a capitalist conservative, but not like with conservative views. Because like gay rights, abortion,
I'm
late abortion,
less business assistant, but pretty progressive, and you're very business, but very progressive.
I understand that capitalism is a check in the American society. It's one of the reasons why we were like, hey, we got to do this shit on our own. This partnership, Britain, like 10% ain't working. I need to go out and branch on my own. Then we went to war because it's like small business versus corporate America. It's eBay off of Google. It's you just do your own thing. And so I understand. I'm like, all right, well, we have to have rules for this. All right, this is how things work. This is the system. Stop fucking with the system. Okay, the system's got some holes. Let's patch up those holes. Racism, civil rights, women's rights. Let's have a life. And unfortunately, that's not good enough for most people. That's where I'm like, you guys are trying to fucking sink the ship. You're trying to tear too many holes in the ship. We can take a few. We can bucket of water.
They're trying to crab pot. You ever boiled a pot of crabs? They ain't letting any survivors out of there. No way.
It's either all or none for some people.
I'm going down. You're going down.
Yeah. So when Eric was hired, he was a manager of a department at Fry's, right?
I was the department manager of a couple departments. It was getting to the point where they were really cutting positions and doing stuff. And it was like 3 people were ASM and were in charge of the entire building. And then the one main manager was in charge of everything, But I ran audio, video, appliances, and the software sections.
So I was going there and I needed 2 laptops, one for an employee, one for me. And one was the conditional, like, I'm going to give you this laptop, this gaming laptop, and you're going to use it while working for me and at home. And if you maintain 90 days of work time, you get to keep the laptop. That's my bonus
you got
to
it.
you.
So he could do his software work, do higher.
I was trying not to hit.
He's under the keyboard.
Aha, I got him.
Fatality.
Ordered.
Mic drop. God damn. But so
laptop, 90 days. You got it for him to do work, do some software work, play games on it, take it to and from work. If you keep this going, my gift to you, that's your laptop now.
$2,000. But because I was buying 2, Eric here found me a coupon on Dell's student website.
Dell's student website had a
price matching.
Yeah, had a price match. If you bought two or more of these for your classroom, you can do whatever. Per the Fry's policies, we were matching anything at that point in time, any deal for anyone, anywhere. You just had to show it to the manager.
And he beat it by 10%. So I got it for like $3,500 for 2 that were $2,000. And funny enough, I kept the laptop and then returned it. And then Eric helped me pull some shenanigans, and we got one laptop basically for free. And I was like, hey man, you want a job? I'll pay you. What were you making at the time?
Because I was getting paid the 15 plus commissions, and commissions were.
Yeah, I think I started you off at $16 an hour, which was a stretch anyway at the time because minimum wage was like 14 or $13 an hour. So I started him $16.
$14.50, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. So you're at $19 right now with commissions, and I would say it's decent, especially for the hours you work. And I gotta mute this shit. But at first, you and Frank is the liberal idiot who worked here, who thought the world was gonna burn and Bernie was gonna fucking roll everybody. Just so you know, Bernie is now in a chair in the Midwest somewhere, living his best life with tequila in hand, I hope. But it's one of those things where him and Frank hit it off really well and became like work wives, helping each other out, hanging out, doing whatever. And I think it was 4 or 5 months in, 2 months in, I met your girlfriend. Your girlfriend at the time hated me. It's like, oh,
she hated a lot of the people I was around.
Yeah, absolutely hated me. But then I think it was like a month after that, I was like, why did she hate me? She's like, oh, there's a lot to dislike about you. And I was like, Eric doesn't like me. I spend the most of my time with Eric. So what was it there that I said to get you to like me?
I saw that you could feel human emotion. I'm not joking. Like I thought, Chris, I thought you were just all money, all business. Nothing's or everything's personal because it's your livelihood. Like not like. This ain't about how we feel about whatever. I was like, oh yeah, you're kind of a dick. Like I don't like you. And you were like, like I saw your the Grinch X-ray of your heart, and it's just like a. And I was like,
I genuinely thought you liked me. I was like, oh cool, Eric's the guy we hang out with, we spend time with. We've been to the shooting range, doing all the fun little Thursday things. We got to bring that back now that COVID's gone. But it was one of those moments where I was like, shit, I'm usually like very likable. So I don't know. It's weird. Everyone else at the store, I assumed at the time, liked me. Frank didn't hate me.
Then.
At
that moment.
And so I was like, shit, this is supposed to be like the administrator, personal assistant, like get shit done guy who's going to be handling all my stuff. I got to get him to like me. What did I do? I was like, all right, tell me why you don't like me. Listed everything off. I'm like, well, that's not how I am. Let me show you a little piece of me. Here you go. And so from then on, I think we've hit it off pretty well. I've been through the ex-girlfriend.
We've had our share of disagreements, but we're cool now.
I really personally don't give a shit about
any
the
relationship,
disagreements because you could
friendship
absolutely think the world is flat. It doesn't make me like you less. I can call you a dumbass and then come back to you in 15 minutes.
For Earth flat earthers, though, it depends on how they're going about it. If you think the Earth is flat and we don't want to argue because we both know each other are wrong, cool. Set aside your disagreements. If you're going to every moment of every day, like try and slide me literature to awaken me to the truth.
The Jehovah's Witness thing. God, I hate people that do that shit. I cannot stand how people will throw their garbage at you day after day because you're sinning or you're below them on the totem pole. And they're like, I just want to help you see the light of Jesus Christ. I get that. I said no. That's one and done. That's all you get in the state of California. Otherwise, you're getting charged with something bad. Trespassing, physical violence, emotional torture. I think even employees can say no once. Yeah. And then you're done. I have to clean the slime out of my ring. It's the most annoying thing ever.
Andrew was cleaning the slime out of his ring the other day. Because y'all just be manhandling that with your rings on.
Well, I think I've got a big ring, right? So for those of you who don't know, I like the godly things when they're gifted. It's kind of weird. But so my wife got me a very large wedding ring. It's pretty fucking flashy in my opinion. The idea if I punch somebody doesn't happen often. But if it did, then...
they'd have that pimp imprint.
Well, I've got little like waves where the blood would stick. So
wash through the ring.
Yeah. So it could change color. My wife would know when I'd get in a fight. That'd be hilarious. And so after that, I think we've hit it off fantastically. My mother is texting me for some reason. I don't.
What guilt trip is it this time?
Hello, my name is concerned parent. My son is engaged to this girl we don't think is good for him. She sounds very controlling. Her name is.
Is she digging up old shit?
Oh my God.
What's happening?
My son is engaged to this girl that we don't think is good for her. Sounds very controlling. Her name is. She is from Rancho Cordova, adopted daughter. Scrolling through Facebook, saw her son was engaged to her back in 2016. Wonder if you had anything you could share with her. Our son was always close to us, has estranged from his entire family, and the only thing that changed, he started dating. We haven't spoken or seen to our son since August 2021 or 2020. We are very concerned about who he is marrying. Do you have anything you can share with us as parents? We would really love to, really appreciate it. We are invited to the wedding. We assume it was this summer or fall. Thank you so much in advance.
Excuse me?
Apparently
is kidnapping
married.
Someone who's sequestered from their family for a year and a half now.
So basically, I can't speak on my ex. Not that I would want to, but I cannot physically speak ill will of this person. I typically don't say the full name. I only repeated a message I heard. So
Bleep the name out.
Congratulations if you see this and you're getting married. But your future mother-in-law's reaching out to me. Yeah. So apparently this person just doesn't do well with mother-in-laws. And if the boy she's with is sequestered himself away from his family as well, like I had done with myself, this girl had wrapped me around her fingers, just mentally, absolutely emotionally had me blocked off from everybody at the time. If you knew me then, it was a different world. You thought I was bad and like capitalism and fuck the world. She had me like pro-Trump.
I've seen old pictures of you and like you have different demeanor about you.
It's so much worse. I had blonde frosted tips. I just didn't give a shit about the world. Everything was like steak, money, 401k that I put into hers, building up her wealth, household, etc. It's one of those things where I was with her 4.5, almost 5 years. And at the drop of a dime, she wanted to go after seeing, well, I just want to have kids. That's the only thing that's going to make me happy. And we're just at that point.
The Big Mac lady, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that story.
So for those of you who don't know, I can say the story because it's a fact. She got caught removing everything from the house. I came home early to catch what she was doing because I felt like it was weird. Her bong wasn't in place. Her toys weren't in place. Yeah. And so I was like, things are missing from the house. I should double check this. Halfway through today, come home. She just said 2 days ago, oh, I want to have a kid. I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Well, she walks in on me looking like, oh shit, everything's gone, with a Big Mac in hand, having her second lunch of the day at the time. And I couldn't believe my eyes when she sat down to eat her food. And it's just like, I'm leaving. I bought a house. It's just for me. It's been nice. Like, good. And immediately, my petty side came over me, not my heartbreak side, nothing. It was more like, okay, I wanted this before you like bringing in kids and doing, this is what I wanted. And I was so torn because I wanted to break the relationship off. And I had made promises. And as a man, I was trying to follow. I'm just even if me and Leslie were miserable, if absolutely truly miserable, I'm not a divorced person. Like my first marriage, I waited, I think 2.5 years to see if she got her shit together, wanted to come back. I'm just not a divorced person. If I'm going to marry you and make that commitment, it's there. So I was constantly, and then she finally filed papers. So I was like, all right, good. If this is a relationship though, I can break it off, but I've still made the promises of like, I'm not going to be the one to do it. So when she finally did it, I was like, all right, fucking out of here. Let me help you pack.
Go on, get.
So I started taking down, I was like, this is yours, this is yours, this is yours, this is yours. I bent up some of the stuff that I bought and was like, all right, I don't need to have this up anymore. I was like going through my head, this is going to be a bachelor pad. I got a fucking townhome. Yeah, it's a big ass place. It looks nice. looks nice without her shit in here. It's perfect. Just grab your shit. I didn't damage anything. But it turns out while she was mad that now I'm happy, her father came by, got me to leave, got me to take all my shit, do this peacefully. And I was like, I am peaceful. She just thinks that I'm being a manic about it or crazy. Hell yeah, I'm excited.
You weren't absolutely destroyed and she didn't like that.
Exactly. I didn't get destroyed. She said to the paramedics 2 days later that she had called on me saying that I was threatening to kill myself if she didn't return. I was at work. So they came to my house first. I wasn't there. Landlord said to come here. And so I was here working with 6 other people and I was happy. And the paramedics by law had to check me out. And I was more upset that the paramedics were here and angry.
Coming in to remove you from your
They can't remove me. They just have to make sure that I'm not trying to kill myself. I'm like, I have firearms on hand. I got this, I got that. It's just not the way shit goes. So all of a sudden it went from that to, all right, now I'm angry. I was petty at first and like, yeah, I get to be single. And then I was angry and I'm like, how fucking dare you? So I sent a couple of text messages like, you stupid cunt, F you. I don't care about you. Like, this, stay out of my life. Stop fucking with shit. Just give me my shit back that you had. And basically she had taken things from the home that weren't hers, retained things that were in her possession that were supposed to be returned to me. You can't say stole. So basically I was like, just return it and I'll leave you alone. I think from her perspective, she thought for some reason that I was trying to make this longer. Like drag it out.
Draw it out.
I was already sleeping with somebody the first night she was gone. So I didn't care. I had other people like rebounds that were already going. So why won't you just return the jewelry so I can melt it down, return my family stuff, return the phone I bought, little things like that. I got almost none of that back. I got mainly the jewelry and the cell phone. And then her father called me and said that I stole a bunch of money from her graduation envelopes. Who keeps money in envelopes and who also keeps money in envelopes 6 months past in a drawer that was in my drawers?
I get an envelope that I think is money in it. I'm ripping that open, sliding it into my wallet.
Exactly. Why do that? There's no point. So little things kept coming up to like drag this out. And it wasn't on me. So then I got hit with a fucking restraining order for domestic violence. Let me just give you a little context. Never once in my life have I ever struck a woman. Hold on. Correction. I have absolutely struck a woman with my foot in self-defense to keep her off of me. But that was during a fight when some crackhead in a house party, I was 16. But other than that single time of kicking a woman, have I ever, never have I ever struck a woman or even placed hands in a violent manner.
No BDSM.
That's not striking. That's consensual acts of kindness, pleasure, difference. But I've never like harmed a woman in that way. I've never been physical. I've always been a loud person. I can be like, hold on, I'm going to talk over you if there's a battle of the voices. But I learned a long time ago that's not how you communicate. So typically, like Johnny Depp, I would walk the fuck away. I'd be like, nope, peace, and just take a walk. That's how those arguments happened, where I would just cold shoulder her for hours, days, no text, no whatever. And she'd always come running back, apologize, do that. We ended up working things out most of the time. And then there was a point where I think I lost like 20 grand at the casino at a single night. And I come home and I'm like, finances got to be separate, because she spent 5 grand of it at the casino. So she was always like, more money. Oh, we're going to stay. We're going to play. And I'm like, okay, if you stay, then I stay on my dollar machines. You stay on I stay on my $5 machines. You stay on your 1 cent machines. There's a huge difference. So I lost 20 grand. She lost 5 grand of that. So I was like, we got home. I was like, fuck this. Finances are separate now. I'm done with you spending my money. That was a huge chunk of my bankroll at the time.
Yeah.
And then like 2 days later, I won 30 or 40,000 back. And if you didn't know, I was a huge gambler too. So that just perpetuated the bullshit. So during the time we were separated and she had bought her house, done her thing, it was crazy because we had already discussed like prenup, getting married, doing all this shit. Somehow she was anti-marriage because her father had cheated so much on her mother and caused so much drama. And her mother had been married 3 other times, done X, Y, and Z. I'm vaguely sure, but I had a boyfriend she hated, Greg, I think. But there was all this drama about being married. And so I'd asked her, take my last name, do this, do that. Somehow from that point to like 8 months later, she had personally destroyed the relationship like in 15 different ways to where I resented this woman ungodly. I just wanted my shit, leave me alone. But she drew it out with the court shit. Like, cool, now I have to sue you. Just return my shit, otherwise I got to sue you. She thought she was going to get away with it. So I sued her.
What are you going to do? Sue me?
So I did. I sued my girlfriend and won. Got all my shit back. Everything I wanted. And the court had thrown out once the court case because the courts were closed, and apparently you had to wait for the bailiff, apparently, even though the courts were closed during the start of 2018. Courts closed, drama. There was a strike. That's what it was. Strike, no judges. And so they're like, we're closed. All right, everybody, you'll get summons in the mail, whatever. Turns out you had to reschedule with the bailiff right then, and they didn't say that. So somebody else had come back in because I walked the other way to get the fuck away from her and her father, who's this big insurance broker. He's not a bad guy. I completely respected him. The mindset of the person that I was with in 2018 was the most garbage human being I ever knew. That was just the person that person became. They needed therapy. They needed treatment, whatever was going on. I hope they got it. I truly, the best. I have never been happier. I expect the same for you. Do your own thing. It's one of those things where if all of a sudden this mother of this kid is coming at me asking like, oh shit,
what's going on with
she
this
was
lady?
Engaged 4 years ago. Well, yeah. I had her fucking name written on my ring finger because she had convinced me to do that, as the Johnny Depp black spot is now there. Funny enough, I ran into my ex-girlfriend who I dated before this girl a month after. So I stopped the Playboy stuff I was doing and decided, okay, she's got a daughter. I fell in love with her daughter, who's now my daughter now, and everything worked out. Fucking everything. So why is it? What has it been? 3 years now? 3+ years now.
As long as I've been working here, like almost to the day.
Almost 4 years, yeah.
Because I started working here, and then that Thursday, you're like, all right, cover the shop. We're going to my wedding. And
Yeah.
You're like, no offense, and I'm like, I don't know you, buddy.
This has been 4 years.
Yeah.
4 years in the making. August next month. Shit, my anniversary. So yeah. What's July 25th?
That's 2 days from
July
now,
19th is when June 19th is when she took off on me, and July 4th is when the cops came, put me in handcuffs, served me a court summons for the bullshit.
25th is this Monday, upcoming Monday.
It's crazy. I'm sorry to change the whole podcast, but basically, this mother is hitting me up now. Yeah, so she hit me up. So here's the message from the mother to me just now. Hello, my name is I don't know me. You don't know my son is engaged to you. Reaching out to you because my daughter said you were once engaged. Our son has changed since he met. Disowned his whole family, changed his cell number, blocked us on Facebook. Husband and I feel that the problem keeping him from the family, controlling him. They're getting married in February 2023. We are very concerned. Have any information you can share with us? We'd really appreciate it. We don't know what's going on with our son. Is getting into her. Well, thanks in advance, Deanne Weld. I'm sure I was convinced in her family's mind after being the perfect son-in-law that they always wanted, business-driven, goal-driven, family-oriented, that I was now the abuser. I still have the recording because I recorded the judge in the last, and they said not to, but I did it anyway because I was like, if I'm going to jail for something I didn't do, I want to fucking...
that on the record.
On the record in my pocket. So I recorded from when we were out in the hall to, just in case they came up to me, try to say anything, to the judgment. Because it was the 4th time they hit me with the DVRO. Fourth time, got thrown out 3 times. The fourth time, the judge said, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" No, I think he said, "Are you crazy? This is so many times. There's no evidence. Yeah, we're not going to grant this. Stop doing it." So he was like, "Well, I'm almost inclined to grant this without prejudice, to strike it without prejudice or with prejudice. And that way she can never hit me with that again." But then it opens it up to, I could do some stupid shit, which was crazy. But now we'll see what happens if I talk to the family and give my personal experiences of who I interacted with when that person was that person. I don't think I'll go that far. I think it's so funny because if the man is in the same, I don't know if this person changed. I don't know if my ex changed, but if they're in the same mental state they were back then when I forced her to go to therapy, like I tried to save the relationship, and then she had taken the therapist, and then I don't know if she spun a story, but I couldn't go see the therapist anymore because she had retained him for a financial amount that was greater than what I was paying. So he had said, "Hey, listen, I am now her therapist. It's a conflict of interest to go and see you." I was like, "Okay, so she's basically offered you more money per hour?"
Yeah.
"Yes, I can tell you that." I was like, "Oh, that's not privileged information. That's good to know." She at the time, this person was very conniving.
You. Huh? You've been outbid.
Basically, the person was very conniving. And so I was like, "All right, great." I needed a statement saying, "Hey, did we ever have physical arguments? Was I ever aggressive? Whatever." But I couldn't get a therapist to say it. So I just got a bunch of statements from everybody. But that's nuts. Convincing somebody else to do the same thing and be the same person. That's nuts. Like, I understand some people have like a taste for a simple life, but damn, I wonder if they're getting married. Like, me and Leslie got married fast, but that's pretty fast even for the person who would never get married. Never wants kids, would get it doesn't matter. Back to what we were talking about before that got derailed again. Basically, me and this fucker are friends, even though we're on different political divides, because different perspective. This breeds a conversation. He's more liberal, I'm more conservative.
Cover shortcomings of each other, just as far as general personality as well.
And if I say something that's like on the line of racism, he's like, "Ooh, you shouldn't say that." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Oh, see, different perspective."
Yeah.
You know, if whatever line of like inappropriate, racist, insensitive.
That's homophobic. If you say this, then you're just an asshole. And he's like,
I tell him the story about the shims all the time because
you can't say shim.
Unfortunately, I put in a door. Hold on. Did I ever tell this on the podcast? So the year is 2018. I employed numerous transgender people before,
during, and probably after me.
Yeah. Point being, this person, I'm putting in a door and a false wall to one of my business locations. Tell me why. In the pack of the door comes with a pack of things called shims. This person walks by, kicks the bag. I say, "Hey, grab that bag of shims right there," and just unloads decades worth of child abuse drama, physical drama, mental, emotional baggage onto me. The father figure they said that they never had. That I was this very compromised person, bigoted, homophobic, transphobic, for calling them a shim. So I had them Google what a door shim is. Sure as shit, this bag of door shims is in their hand. And then profuse apology. Yeah, all of that.
That's like my uncle had a similar situation with his lesbian neighbors. Did I tell you about that? I think I mentioned it like way long ago. He has 2 super handy, hardworking contractor lesbian neighbors. I think they moved out since then, but they're always doing stuff. They're always borrowing tools, doing projects together. And he one day was like up fixing his little porch light. And he's like, "Hey, can you hand me the pair of the wire cutters?" Because the wire cutters are called dikes. And he was like,
I still call them
dikes. Porky pigged his way out of the way, that one.
They're wire dikes.
Yeah.
That's what they are. The name, you cannot, that's like saying Rushmore.
They laughed about it. One of them was kind of like, "You can't say that." And the other knee slap, fall over
laughter. The weird
laughter.
thing I find is that a lot of people get very offended at, like, instead of educating someone, they will bash them first. educate the person. That's the thing that I'm hoping to bring to Oklahoma is like, okay, I've been there, been in those shoes. If somebody says something bigoted or homophobic, transphobic, I'll probably educate them and be like, how hard is it just to be educated?
Well, you know, when you have to check someone versus when you're like, what did you just say? Can we take that from the top?
Yeah. It's a weird world because there's too often we have customers that come in, ask about preference, go absolutely batshit on certain things, and then come back at us asking, well, what's your side of things? What's your political views? Like the guy who sat down for an hour to give me a lecture on why Trump was bad after he had just lost the election. And I was like, I like some of the policies. I don't really like the man, but I didn't vote for the man. I voted for the policies he promised. He was the lesser of two evils, in my opinion, at the time. And still, I would have voted for him in 2020 if I thought he had a chance. Just didn't even vote, so it doesn't matter. The problem being, hindsight's 2020. I still think he would have been better for the economy if he ran 2020 to 24. Mm-hmm. But he probably would have started a war or two. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure he would have went to war with Putin. Would have went to war with Afghanistan, restarted the war.
Round 3, baby. Let's do this war again.
Yeah. Would have had like 6 other misconduct cases. Grabbed her by the sorry. What did you send me on TikTok?
I sent you a couple funny videos, couple just silly things that tie into the industry and other stuff about
I hate to cut you off. Guess who is the modern Andrew Tate? This guy. Popping up this comment right here.
You're the real. They said you were the real life.
Just
Andrew
read this. Tate. Bam. He likes the way I talk. I'm very real because I'm a very blunt person. Some people like it. Some people don't. If you don't, I don't give a fuck. Have a nice day. Spirit fingers. All I'm saying is I talked about Andrew Tate for like a week and how magnanimous this guy is. I don't think he really believes half the shit he says, but he says it in such a way with articulating tongues that it sticks to you and it's motivating. He talks about aloe vera gel in his latest fucking...
his aloe vera drink?
Yeah.
I read that one.
Yeah. So the point being, you got it sent to me, right? And you watched or listened to it or read it through the email.
Yeah.
So that's my personal email, by the way, but he's got access to it. So if I ever do anything stupid, Eric's the liberal-minded person who will see the emails to all of the parties and the crazy shit that I'm going through. And he's like, hold on, let me tell you about this. But
here's an article. These people are racist.
Exactly. But so this aloe vera drink, I used to drink the same thing in Korea. So when I heard it and I read through it and I was like, this is the dumbest story ever. He loved it so much and he could get it for a cheap price that he didn't know anything about it and tried to sell it to a bunch of places with no connections and then lied to a bunch of people and got called out for the lie, but he's still trying and now he's a multimillionaire. That's motivating.
Yeah. It was this really long story on how I thought it was going to be he made his fortune off of selling these aloe vera drinks, but it was more you could try your hardest and still fail, but that doesn't mean he should ever stop trying.
He should have stopped trying when he had to lie to 2 CEOs.
He was telling the truth to one CEO who declined. They had a transfer in CEO in which he was like, well, due to your conversations with the predecessor, I believe we have a meeting the next week. And the guy was like, oh, I'm all full up for the next week. We'll just push you back a month. Is that okay? And he got a meeting with one of the CEOs of Tesco or something.
Yeah, Tesco. That's what it was. And then he goes back for the second meeting thinking, oh, I just spent 20 grand on...
Told him to take a
fucking
hike.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, take a fucking hike. I hate your drink. Bye. Less than 30 seconds. It's a good drink. I've drank it.
Very popular in Asia. Not in America.
Very popular.
I've never seen them except for like the
They're at Save Mart. They're really good.
Are they in Save Mart?
It's aloe vera drink. It's just big. It's like semen in water. It's weird. That's what everyone I've tried to have taste it tells me. It's just like chunks of gooey liquid inside of water. It's horrible. But the taste is like 7-Up meets non-carbonation meets citrus meets gelatin. It's weird. But so it was either that or soju or water in Korea. You can only get the 3 things at the liquor store. So I got the aloe vera and it was like 2 liters of aloe vera gel.
That's too much.
Yeah. It would settle in the bottom. You'd shake it up. It'd feel a little carbonated, but wasn't. And so talking about him over the week, I subscribed to his newsletter to hear some of these crazy stories because he's such a misogynist and chauvinist and multi-million, I don't give a shit about. Why are you on Twitch? Why are you taking donations, bro? There's no reason you're a multi-millionaire and you're taking a shit ton of donations from 12-year-old boys to 16-year-old girls who are chasing the muscles and you're shirtless every time. There is a problem with your brain. Absolutely. See a therapist, whatever. And then Trainwrecks goes and gives the guy $100,000 to give to his masseuse, which is a whole other thing. Because he's the guy I watch on the shorts clips about the gambling. Thanks, Train. Got me to quit online gambling. So all of a sudden, I get called the modern day Andrew Tate. Because I speak directly. I speak about my kids. Like, I think it was a reel about me saying, hey, you ever seen these fucking things? These are children's toys. And anytime my shithead kids ever leave them on the ground, they go in the trash. They're dads now. I get to melt them down for scrap plastic. They'll learn a lesson. As soon as Johnny's like, hey, where's my toy? Well, he had to go bye-bye to toy heaven. Daddy burned him alive. I hate stepping on LOL dolls. I hate them. Every tiny shoe, tiny thing, the powder that gets everywhere. The one rule for my daughter is pack the shit up into the bag of toys or daddy melts it.
How many have you torched?
A lot. They come in packs of 30 pieces. 30 tiny pieces on average each. They're an LOL surprise. I fucking hate them, man. I hate them with all my being. All of them.
They're like mystery packs or whatever.
Dude,
I'm unfamiliar with the
all of them
dolls.
are like chocolate, Hispanic, whatever skin color, but they have fishnets and like push-up bras for like a 4-year-old's toy. Tell me you're not indoctrinating the youth with fishnets that are crotchless.
Excuse me?
Yeah, look it up.
Excuse me?
Sexy Time LOL dolls.
Is that what the series
Just
is called?
Do it. Put in Sexy Time LOL dolls. So LOL dolls in water change colors and they go naked and then show a bunch of like super risque colors, nipples. This is how it started. This is how it was after. Like, you can't tell me that this shit isn't weird. There's ones that pee. There's ones that poo. They have straps. They have fishnets. They have tattoos that show up underwater. And it's so weird. So you dip them in water and then they change colors to be naughty.
Messaging in LOL
and then
dolls.
look, they have different like tattoos and shit that show up when you dip them in water.
What?
Yeah. It's so dumb. They say it was something like Middle East, like they bought all these toys and they're selling them or reselling them, etc. And so my daughter, I buy a bunch of these things because she wants the surprise, the fact that it's a prize. And it fucking kills me whenever I step, because she'll pull the heads off these things. And she'll leave the head there because she's changing the body and whatnot. And then I'll step on it at 2 a.m. And I've yelped before, but then I stopped yelping and started throwing this shit away. And it made me feel like a better parent. Like, let me throw away $60, $200, $500, $10,000 worth of toys. I'm probably well over $1,000 right now. And I'm on my way to that road to 10K thrown away. Whew.
My thermonuclear missile is already headed for the World Summit in Berlin. You failed.
He's not bluffing, Captain. Missile touchdown in 1,400 hours. No. Then it's over. As long as that missile's in the air, then... Wait a second. Red Wing, Captain, can you get the Alpha Jet up to 30,000 feet?
Might be a bumpy ride, but I think she can do it.
Copy. Webb,
Sir.
how fast can you hack into OEC's targeting systems?
Maybe an hour, 2 hours?
You've got 20 minutes. And Duncan?
Boy, boss.
I'm gonna need a big boom.
O's beginning to think you never asked. No!
What's up?
I can't do that in 20 minutes. Like, I can't hack a targeting system that fast. That takes at least an hour.
Well, we've only got 20 minutes until that missile hits and all those poor pretzel-eating bastards are blown straight to Kingdom Come.
No, and I'm telling you, that's not enough time.
Well, it's gonna have to be enough. Now, Alpha Force, let's move.
No! Come on, Webb.
We all gotta try, mate.
It's not an issue of trying. Like, I can't just make the computer go faster. You guys apparently just don't understand my job.
Webb, you're the best goddamn computer hacker I know.
Oh my god.
Now, if you can muster up just half of the moxie you showed on our first mission in Tehran, then by God, I think we just might be able to pull this off.
No, like, we're fucked.
Like, you just told me that we're fucked.
To be the
because I
thing.
cannot do that. Like, 100 computers couldn't do that in 20 minutes. But if we go 200 computers, Duncan, it's fine. Okay, we're not going to do that.
You're too late.
The problem is, that is how many seconds? It's a minute
and a half. Yeah.
A minute and a half. I want my life back. We all understand the cheesy lines and the like repetitious bullshit that the studios do. But no, they're not going to stop doing this. This puts asses in seats. This is a climax.
That's how they get it done.
Exactly. Just like I say, the world's not going to change in certain ways. It's just the way that the movie industry gets you to buy fucking tickets. Mission Impossible, the new one, whenever that comes out, is going to have one of those moments where it's going to have
2 of these scenes
what's
in it.
Jason Bourne? No, it's Ethan something, right? Mission Impossible. Ethan something is his name.
I haven't been big on that Mission Impossible.
So Tom Cruise is 4 foot nothing ass. His name is Ethan something, and every time he gets caught, beaten, girlfriend dies, bullet to the chest, whatever, nuclear poisoning, something. MI6 doesn't do it. CIA doesn't do it, and they always have these climaxes where all of a sudden he pulls it off somehow.
Last minute, under the wire.
Yeah, super close to the ground. Life is saved. The world is better for it. But other than that, he does nothing. It is hilarious to see. Where is the other video? Send me another one.
Jessica.
On Yelp.
On Yelp.
Oh, Yelp. Fucking Yelp.
Yelp is a dating site.
Dating app. Did you review a prostitution agency or something? On Yelp. You got 5 stars? Nice. Okay, explain how you meet her on Yelp.
I kept seeing her picture and her reviews at places that I go.
She reviewed thing on Yelp, and then you just start following her. That very creepy, Paul. That very creepy.
Is that a
this like a
actual
start of
1-star?
true crime documentary.
That was a review.
Netflix is here. They're gonna make a documentary about you.
The Yelp.
Anyone here? Any vegetarian niece and nephew? Hiya. Of course it would be you. You come to the wrong show, Paul. Wrong show. It's okay. We accept people with mental illness at the show. We accept them. Paul, how you meet Jessica?
On Yelp.
Let's not get started into Yelp because there's a whole other thing. But yet again, the woman that I speak about in this podcast, I found on Tinder. Avoid dating at all fucking costs on the internet. Like, listen to me. All costs. Your life will be better off. You will never find the love of your life online because it is all through a filter. And when the filter falls, so does the balls that get cut from it. Just saying. Like, you're going to lose everything. All of it. The makeup falls off. The filters come off. Everything is clean, bare on the table. All of a sudden, you're sitting there with another man saying, how did 10 years go by? Just, it's weird.
Time flies.
Not when you're not having fun.
It still goes the faster the older you get.
I
remember it was March and now it's July.
It's because you have so the thing is, when you have nothing to do and you have to plan your day when it starts, there's no routine. Time does go slowly. The brain starts to have to work more. It's not a routine. So when humans build a routine, it definitely flies by faster because you're going through the same things and your memory compartmentalizes it. So it feels like a shorter amount of time because you're compacting the same memories together.
Mm-hmm. Just file them all under same shit, different day.
Exactly. Which is fine. Got what's this?
I think it's very vital to rock around. That's right. On time.
Oh, this
This is a fucking
he's a
campaign.
Florida campaign guy. He hops on trends with cute girls, and then he's like, "Are you voting?"
No way. Let's see. Ken, Florida. What does he do?
He's really, really big on TikTok.
Incident.
Today in Coconut Grove, the City of Miami Police Department was assisting Coral Gables in
he's going to make something with Star Wars. Is it a cutting board? It's just a cutting
outdoor table.
So he made a fucking cutting board and he's proud of it?
Yeah. He made that with his own hands. Cutting board is the entry level number one project for any woodworker.
We made it in fucking high school.
Yeah.
In high school, this man is 50 something years old, nearing 60.
That's very artsy though. Look at that. It would be perfect for that 70s show.
He could have stained it with circles and it would have been better.
Nah, those are physical circles. Perfectly executed, perfectly cut.
You on a timeline?
No, I just got a lot of people messaging me. Yeah. I'm trying to see if any of it's important.
Yeah. So that's not even perfect. Those are waves because he cut the circles half and then cut them again and put in half. I don't get why that is so cool. You could have stained it. You could have fucking stained it. Oh. Elect more makers.
I get what he's going for, but...
Be the shit, hip hop really claim you.
Oh, hi, are you a dog mom that supports women's right to choose? Because me too. So we have, I made these bandanas. We have pro-ro. We have abortionist healthcare. Also pro-ro pink. And I'm donating 20% to National Abortion Federation.
Be the shit, hip hop.
So he uses the same
shit,
thing
hip hop really claim you.
Yeah.
Did you know that JWST is like a cosmic time machine because its infrared light allows it to see so far into the past that the light from those objects took over 13 billion years to reach our telescope, meaning we are seeing them as they existed just shortly after the birth of the universe.
Nice bait and switch.
I thought that was pretty neat.
Let's see your Skyline transition.
Now, once you get into this position, you're going to bring your chest over your knee.
Nicely done.
And start to feel stretch in that glute.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Removing.
Is that the same guy?
There.
Is he like running for Congress in Florida?
Hold on, is that the same guy?
No.
What are you doing, man?
That actor does look so much like him.
That guy's fucking... It's the same guy.
He said it is.
There's no way. No. That's the Brooklyn Nine-Nine guy.
Yes, it says Charles Boyle.
Charles Boyle, yeah. There's no way Charles Boyle's a goddamn.
For those who don't believe that the city of Miami
Senator.
is actually sending guns to Ukraine,
Yeah, no, that's Joe Lo Trucchio. Joe Lo Truglio.
Trujillo.
Is coming to
I can't read.
fruition. We have on this table an example of the 167 guns that are currently ready to go over to Ukraine. They've asked for 3 calibers. These are 9mm handguns. 5.56 is the ARs. 7.62 are the AKs. These are for their municipal police force in Irpin, Ukraine. We formed a sister city relationship with them.
Welcome. Sister city, Ukraine.
To Jurassic Park.
Why is that so funny? I really expected. I just watched Domination, Jurassic World Domination.
I still need to see that one.
I rented it, and so when the music started, I thought the cat was gonna do something.
Do something crazy.
Boom, you know, and
Start
it's just
sprinting.
this fucked up dog in the corner.
Just a dog looking sad.
I'm done with Ken. Okay, thanks, Ken. Feeding Monsters, number 11.
This one was just funny.
What?
I said this one was just kind of funny.
I've got your audio turned down, so yeah.
This one. Just yell into the mic.
So he's got to get it ready inside of here so that they don't fuck with him?
He's got to feed his cats
engineering
inside this bin because they hop up and attack him for the food.
That's really fucking hard to do, huh?
The cats have already detected a weakness.
You can't even fucking do it. So it's not over engineering. That's stupid.
That's perfectly engineered.
No, to get a 20 quart bucket from Home Depot. I bought a bunch of them for the slimes. They're $5. He cut a perfectly good little orange bucket from Big Five or Big Lots or whatever. And he can't get his tiny hands in that tiny bucket to get tiny packets.
There's not much space in there.
I wonder how his married life is. Why is he doing wet food as well?
Cats love wet food.
It's also bad for the teeth.
They got to crunch on some.
Yeah, they got to clean it with the hard, otherwise they can get infection. The smell is worse.
Supposed to mix them. Fitty, tasty food, crunchy food. Something my housemates do.
There's still a way this cat gets in, right?
And the cat's going for it.
That was it?
The owner.
Why did you even send that to me? Just cause?
It's funny.
They're homophobic. I have this here flag. I was the representative for the Pride Committee. I think it would look good, like right here. What?
Are you not prideful?
I am prideful.
Why would you be prideful?
Because.
The Lord our God asked us to not be prideful.
Sir, I think.
Don't call me sir.
What should I call you?
You call me Isaac.
Well, don't call me Mo.
Is your name Mo?
Yes. Call me Daddy.
I'm not calling you Daddy. I'm a disciple of Christ.
The LGBTQ community has a right to be loved.
I will dust my feet at the place where I'm not welcome, you understand?
Well, I will dust my feet back.
Who do you think you are?
I am Mo Lester. Who do you think you are?
I'm a disciple of Christ.
Well, I'm a disciple of the people.
And that is of Satan. Am I trespassing? What if I buy a burger?
They don't even sell burgers, bro. They sell chicken. You should know that, disciple of my ass.
What did you call my Christ? Sir.
I called it.
Don't call yourself. You said you are truth and the light. Everything else is false. You understand?
No. You laugh at my name. You call me a sinner. I'm prideful. You ever listen to Macklemore, Same Love? That's my shit, yo. The ownership.
You want to unpack this?
It's a lot to
oh
unpack.
My God, Mo Lester.
As you can see, he's a prank TikToker.
Dexter Shack. How many followers does Dexter Shack have?
A zillion.
No, 250,000.
That's a lot.
It's not a lot. That's
a lot.
For TikTok, we're already a 10th there. I want to see something. Oh, this is a bunch. Jesus Christ.
He goes around poking as many buttons as he can of all walks of life.
Oh my God, I got to see this one.
Not freaking Danny Duncan. I can't give people Teslas.
See? Yeah, he's trying to be Danny Duncan.
Is offer the people a little bit of gasoline. Sir, can I get some gas?
Help you out if I fucking had it. I don't got it.
I was fucking around. I actually have some gas in here. Do you need some gas?
No, sir, I'm all right. I'm almost on empty, but you trade that for somebody that needs it.
I'll give you the rest of my gas.
All right.
I can tell you're a good dude, man. Are you a veteran as well?
Yes, I am.
That's amazing. Hey, thank you for your service. I'm a Power Ranger, but
That's cool, man. My grandson loves the heck out of you, man.
What's your name?
My name's Dan.
Dan? Dexter.
Okay.
Chick-fil-A.
I'd rather let's unpack the homophobia at Chick-fil-A. Did you know it's free to open a Chick-fil-A? Anyone can apply, and you don't have to work at a Chick-fil-A to open one. What you do have to do is run a Chick-fil-A for 6 days a week at near 12 or 16-hour shifts and be the owner and staff it. And at which point, financially, you're only making like 80 to 100,000 a year after making nothing for the 6 months of startup and like the paybacks and the royalties and the bullshit. That's slave labor. And most of the people, they're making $16 an hour, but you're working 18-hour shifts or 18-hour work weeks.
It's the owner figure, though.
So, the thing I hate about jobs, especially places like Chick-fil-A when they advertise their $16 to $19 an hour, is that they're not doing full-time. It's a bunch of minimum wage, like 20-hour-a-week jobs, part-time.
You don't need 12 dependable people. You need 36 people that work like 4 to 6 hours a day.
I understand. Same with us. We have 6 people that work 35 hours a week. 30 hours a week on average, 2 that work 35.
Well, not the same as us because we actually do full time.
Exactly.
32 and a half full time.
Is it much more comfortable to do 5 days a week at 6.5, 7 hours a day, 2 days that are 8 hours, So basically, you've got just under 40 hours a week, guaranteed, and you never can be sent home for a slow day.
Unless you want to.
If you got something going on.
It's never go home, we're slow. It's anyone want to leave?
Rare. Super rare.
4 or 5 times in the last 2 years. Like
not even 4 or 5. It's like twice. But mainly it's holidays when we're like, hey, we'll open for 4 hours. This didn't work. Cool.
This didn't work out. Yeah.
But I hate the jobs because I always worked them where I had to work 2 jobs because I couldn't get enough hours. I hated it. Why can't employers, instead of having 30 employees, do 15 employees and find 15 hardworking
Then you got to insure them. Then you got to
have to insure
kick money in. Then
that's
you
where they're saving their money to afford this, because I pay 16 to 19 and it's still not enough in the economy. So these people making 16 to 19 at 20 hours still got to work 2 jobs.
Yep.
And they still don't get benefits, still don't get bonuses. Us at 6 employees, we still get Christmas bonuses. We still get, birthday gifts, shit like that. There's a camaraderie to it. The problem is these motherfuckers are gaming the system and they look good doing it. Now, Chick-fil-A's political views, anti-abortion, Christian, homely bullshit. Your chicken isn't good enough. It's not good enough.
It's tasty, but it's not.
To be cancel culture free. And you are the epitome of cancel culture. Like if I came out and said, oh, gay marriage is just a sin, I'd be gone tomorrow. I wouldn't be on the internet. I'm still not even really on the internet.
Well,
I should make
get
videos.
20 hours to try and defend yourself, and then you'd be ousted from the
20
internet.
20 hours. That guy is like, needs to
before
burn
you were
on whatever
burned
crossed.
and harassed and forced off,
This shit is so nuts. I just don't see how they're still open.
No, we're in high school. Griffin? Hex, Andrew!
It's okay, Mom. These are my friends.
Your friends? Yeah, right.
I have friends, Mom. Why don't you believe me?
Why don't I believe that you have friends? Probably because your tendency towards violence caused us to be banned from the fucking church.
You didn't give me my calming pills. That's why.
I canceled our family trip to Reno to pay for your freaking calming pills. Why do you think your father left?
You said my dad left to pursue his dream.
His only dream was to leave this house. Happy binge.
Fuck you, Mom! I'll bury you behind a Jiffy Lube, and my friends are gonna help me. He will not be doing that. I don't even know him now.
You think I'm afraid of a couple of puto cops? I spent 18 years in a Bangkok prison hanging upside down from my labia. 2 of those years I was pregnant with you.
That's not even true, Mom. Who are you trying to impress?
Take these 2 guys up to my room and show them the chiming fist bump.
I don't want to see that. What the fuck does that even mean, Mom?
Burn that tongue.
Do
Don't you
it.
ever speak to me that way again.
Do it!
What the fuck are we watching?
Dinner's in 10. I love you.
I love you too. Give Mommy a kiss.
What the fuck is this?
I'm so sorry about that, guys. My mom, she just loves showing off in front of my friends.
Listen, how does it make you feel about your family?
I know my family's worse. I think that's bad. At least to say they love you after. We got into a fun argument when I was like 20, right when I was dating that girl. I moved in with my parents because I was moving from an apartment to a house, right? Or house to an apartment. And so I was like, oh, a couple of months, save some money. Birthday comes up. And I was like, I haven't been home in a while. And when we're home, we celebrate my birthday anyway if I'm out of the house. And for some reason, they grabbed some $5 pizzas. And I had never been more ashamed to be a part of this family up until this point. Where all of a sudden I come downstairs at like 6 p.m. Nobody said happy birthday. It's Halloween. Nobody's done anything, mentioned my birthday, nothing. And then they bought a bunch of $5 pizzas for themselves. And they're sitting at the TV watching some random TV show on a Thursday night. And I will never forget when they're like, hey man, we got some pizza for you. Dude, it looked like the most obese version of The Simpsons I'd ever seen. And I was just like, this is what the world is making people do. Is like, there's no family, there's no love, there's no culture, there's nothing. Like my family doesn't have a culture. My father is Native American and we know nothing about it. He's never brought it up. He has no traditions, no nothing. Not one piece of history from his side of the family has ever been brought to me. It's sad. My mother is just white redneck. It's the whole family. any history usually gets brought up in a story that's very grandiose or out there, and it just doesn't seem real. And then the ties we have to my ancestors are that my grandparents knew Elvis, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, big musicians.
Yeah.
Had them in their house, dined with them. Awesome. What does that get you? It's a cool story. Doesn't do anything for your views, your mental status, doesn't make you feel good about yourself. It's not like, oh, I was a part of something. If my great uncle built the Brooklyn Bridge, I'd be like, well, my great uncle fucking put his hard work building that bridge.
He lost a toe in the bridge. Like,
it doesn't have to have an accident or anything. Like, he was a part of something. Like, we came over on the Mayflower. Great. We were a part of history. There's no history in my family. So that was like one of those moments where I'm like, oh shit, that's because my family does shit like this and forget their youngest son's birthday. Forgotten.
Which is on a holiday.
It's on a
same
holiday
day every year.
It was forgotten. I had never been so crushed. I didn't let them know that. The next day, of course, I bitched about it. I was like, y'all didn't fucking know. And they're like, you didn't want to do anything for your birthday anyway. You never do. I'm like, you could try. Like, I know,
hey, you don't want to do anything.
Friends.
Let's grab dinner at a restaurant we know you like.
Yeah. Even if I say no, do it anyway. Like, I tell people the best way to sell me something is to be persistent. Mm-hmm. I will say yes if you can get me on the phone for a period of time. I can always be convinced because you know what? I am that person who rewards persistence. You call me 40 fucking times. I owe you something. You've worked hard. I see the hard work. And that's how Cell Helmet got us. That's how Snap Debt Recovery got us. Mm-hmm. Yelp got us originally. Little shit like that. We advertise and deal with those people now because of that. They were hardworking people. And it's just one of those things where I'm just like, man, the difference in the American dream versus the American family, the nuclear family, oof, that shit's nothing.
I think you can, Oh, I'm the one that freaky kid. I ain't the kid. Are you a kid? Oh, yeah, I can be your little kid.
Yo, what the
Yo, FF.
So he got hacked on the game?
This guy was in the match being super weird and disconnected and reconnected. If you're playing Valorant and you log in, or if your Valorant's on a computer and you log into your account, it kicks them off and puts you on. So what happened here is someone is playing, disconnected, reconnected, and we're at that point.
So hold on. So somebody got their account.
Somebody hacked. This first guy hacked someone's account, and the guy just got off work and logged on to Valorant, and he's like, you'll see in a sec. He's like, what the fuck? I'm in a match.
Wait. No. I just logged into my account. I never in the game. Who's been on my account? I just logged in first time today.
It's 10 to 8 in the middle of a match.
There was some sus good on your account. I don't know.
Wait,
it's kind of weird.
Wait, did someone
use up your thing? I'm 16.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, he was trying to get with kids, bro.
That guy was talking about he like wanted to boys or some shit.
Oh, this is him now.
Hello?
Wait, what is going on?
Yo.
Right now, whose account are you on?
Bro, what other dude? What black dude? What are you guys talking about?
Wait. Hello?
Yo, did someone stole your account, bro?
Bro, I just changed my password, bro. Fuck that nigga.
Yeah. Are you for real?
No way.
Bro,
yeah.
What server is this?
This is Georgia.
Georgia, I'm from Washington, bro.
Yo, he would not answer us about taking your account.
Hey, bro, dude, some white guy stole your account, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Of course, it's
and
the
he
white
was
people trying to take shit.
And he was racist. I don't know.
Of course, it's some white dude trying to take your shit.
Yeah.
Off my account, bro.
I think he did. To be
You have your
honest.
card on it?
No, he can't without the CVV.
Oh yeah, true. That's right.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. You got to be real stupid to let your shit get hacked like that. Like, you got to put your password out there, 2-factor authentication, everything. I had a conversation with a customer today about how hard it is because they have a booklet with like 700 passwords written down. Like every time they've changed it, they've
someone
blacked
grabs
it out.
it, they're getting all your stuff.
Everything. Bank accounts, everything.
I even for my shit, I have an authenticator on me for things. I go above and beyond.
That's the same as mine. Where's my keys?
People want to access my stuff. They have to know all my information, know my phone number, have my phone on them, and have my authenticator.
Yeah, they need my RSA feed, which is the authenticator. They need my authenticator app, which is only verified by the authenticator keychain, and then the password. Also need the text message capable
and email
phone.
They have to steal so much of my information and stuff at that point. You've earned it,
I told
buddy.
the customer, I was like, you could have the same password for everything if you go through my method and get 2-factor authentication. Only use apps that are 2-factor authenticated, and that most of the time when they have the money to have the 2-factor authenticated backed or developed for them, they'll have insurance.
They'll have security. They'll have insurance.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I go a step above, do the passwords, this and that. But so what I helped them do today was change 13 passwords, 13 fucking passwords to the same password, because the password doesn't matter anymore. The password is pointless. It is simply a bypass physically to get to the real password, which is the 2-step authentication to your key, which is your geolocation mapped evidence. Boom, here you are.
Your
This is
password's basically just proof you have internet at this point.
So unless my SIM card was activated in another country along with my application, it cannot authenticate my Gmail account. It will warn me, block them for a period of time, say, hey, boom. Because I have for you who do not know, we have editors. Yes, we shell out the money. We're kind of big bucks over here. Also, we have no fucking time. So yeah, booyah. It's one of those things where I have people in Armenia that work for way little money and are highly underappreciated for the hard work they do. You guys are fucking champions. Thank you. And if they log in, I need to know when, how, here's your password, etc. Otherwise, it tends to be a problem when all of a sudden, hey, this is accessing from a PC in Armenia, accessing from a PC in New Jersey, they use a VPN, accessing from a PC in Canada. So I have to authenticate that.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then it's a problem. Otherwise, you just think it's some cam girl that you gave money to 6 years ago that's like, I got
finally
this
decided
password
to hack you.
Yeah, it's like, he'll never know it's me. I have a friend who also put money into a cam girl situation and then gave the email, and she spent so much of his money, but since he legally gave her the card number 6 months earlier,
not fraud,
not fucking insured. Tell me how that doesn't work. No matter when, if you ever charge something back, you did not give permission. Doesn't matter who you gave it to. For that instance or ever, you never gave permission to give. Whenever they asked, does anybody ever have access to your card? Even if it was my wife, no. We went to Vegas last year. Spirit Airlines, her card got charged up because she gave it to me. Well, I just used it because I thought, okay, we'll get the points. Unfortunately, she charged it all back, got all that money back. Because she
didn't give that to you.
Yeah, she
Who
didn't give it to
the fuck
me.
is this man?
So they can come after me for the money, Spirit. Otherwise, have a nice fucking day. All right, everybody. That's where we're going to leave it for today. You all stay frosty. It is fucking hot out there. The world is burning. It is burning. It's 104. London deaths, England deaths, France, America. We're all dying. I understand. It's getting hot. Temperature is rising, but the subscribe button is still right there.
It's really cool if you hit the subscribe button.
If you hit the like button, it's frosty blue. You hit the share button. Ooh, that gets your body just tingling all over like a freezer. Now share it. We'll see you later.
These claims are not actually backed by the FDA of America.
Sue me.
Yeah, life can be super happy, life can be super sad. I'm trying super hard to separate the good and bad. I go back to my future just to get to my past. But knowing me, my DeLorean